Are you in the mood for a luxury electric SUV? Well, if you are, pay attention. Genesis just rolled out the GV60 and is not only a luxury electric SUV, but it has more incredible, futuristic, innovative technology than I've ever seen in a single car in a single place ever. This is really interesting. If you're a little bit hesitant to think about not only Genesis, but also an electric car because Genesis is a relatively new brand and this is their first electric car, well, don't be. It actually comes with a really great pedigree. And that is that the GV60 is built on the same platform as the Hyundai Ioniq 5 and the Kia EV6. The Hyundai Ioniq 5, which just won not 3 but 4 World Car Awards for that new electric car. It drives great, it's got great infrastructure underneath the carriage of the car. Well, the GV60 has that same technology, and that is this. Underneath the carriage is the battery system, and it will take you from 235 to 248 miles on a charge depending on which model you get. And it also will recharge up to 80% in 20 minutes at a DC fast charger, which is pretty great. But I want you to look at this, how this car is different from those. It starts with the shape. So it has this really beautiful, elegant coupe design. The roof sweeps down towards the rear of the car. The charge port here is on the rear right panel of the car. To open it, you just tap those 2 lines, and here is the charge port. So you can use this portion if you just want to charge with level 2, or both if you're charging with a level 3 DC fast charger. On the back of the car, notice the Genesis name, not the badge. There's no badge here, but the name is spelled out across the back. You see the GV60, and then you see these signature slim lights that wrap around the rear of the Genesis on the lift gate and the rear corner of the car. So it has this really elegant, beautiful look to it, but it is a very modern, tech-filled SUV. The rear of the Genesis GV80 is not only beautiful, but it's also really functional. So you have a really nice, large cargo area here. Our interior is white and black. It's got this really beautiful cream color with dark floors and dark carpet. But underneath the flooring here is a storage bay. It also holds a few other things like your owner's manual. So you don't have to have that in the front seat. You can leave it right here in the back. And because there's no spare tire, because they're heavy, there is a tire mobility kit here in the cargo area. And there's this charge cord, which is great to have, and it's great to keep it in the cargo area here because you're not going to need it at public charge stations. And if you install a charging area at home, then you'll always have this when you go to a friend's, you go to a hotel, you go someplace where you have to plug into an actual wall outlet, you'll be able to use this. So it's great to have on hand. Genesis is really proud of the details in this car. In addition to the dark carpets and the beautiful white upholstery, there's Alcantara, which continues all the way into all the corners of the car. You don't usually see the Alcantara suede in places like the rear cargo area, so it's a nice, elegant detail. Come here, I want to show you how you unlock this car. This is pretty cool. I've already set up my own user profile, and all I have to do is tap those 2 lines here and then look at this camera, and voila, the car unlocks. So now I can unlock the charge door, I can open any of the other doors in this car, and that's because this is a camera here, and I have set up my own profile so that I can lock and unlock simply by touching the handle and looking into the camera. But wait, it gets better. Check this out. Then, once I have unlocked the car, all I have to do is touch this finger pad here, which has my fingerprint identified, and then I can start the car. How great is that? No key, no key fob, no phone, just my own biometrics to open and start and drive or stop and lock the Genesis GV60. Driver 1, place your finger on the sensor, and the sensor is right here. So I'm going to put my sensor there. Lift finger off. Oh my goodness. goodness, fingerprint has been set. So it's very much like the
Just like setting
Face
up your
ID.
iPhone,
Yeah, okay. So driver 1 fingerprint. Okay, so now we've done that.
Great.
Not going to tell you this. And there we are. Okay, now we're going to set facial recognition. And I'm going to consent.
Please step out of the vehicle and look straight into the camera. Facial recognition set.
And that was it. But what we love the most in this car is that it really is a Genesis. So it has all the great things that we love about Genesis. It's luxurious, it feels good, it looks good. It's a pleasure to be in this car. And I'm going to show you some of the details that I really love and some of the new technology that Genesis has put in here. First of all, once I've gotten in, I don't have a key. The only way I need to start the car is to touch this finger pad here, which gives me which accepts my fingerprint. I've already authenticated this. Once it knows my fingerprint is here, all I have to do is push the button and away we go. There's no key, there's no key fob, there's no phone, there's nothing else. All I have to do is push the button and go. But I'm going to shut off the engine because I want to show you another thing that you might have noticed. And if you didn't, I want you to see it.
One window is open.
So I want you to notice this detail here. There's this crystal orb here that lights up. It's hard to tell, but in this bright light, but it lights up. And when I start the car, look what happens. How cool is that? And then it also becomes this really beautiful dial gear selector. So I can dial for drive, I can dial for reverse, I can put it in neutral for the car wash, or hit the P button for parking. Here is a dial selector for the multimedia system, and then up here is my radio information, and then also hot buttons to get me quickly to menu selections on the screen. Over here I have my heated and vented seats. I have a heated steering wheel, I have park sense and auto hold. I have 2 cup holders, and then in here is my wireless phone charge pad. It's nice because I can just slide my phone right in there and it sits right there and charges without having to take up a big flat space. So I really like that this sort of tilted gravitational wireless phone charge pad. I also really love the cantilevered center console here. This is something we're seeing in more cars, and actually it may look similar to the console in the EV6, which is a little tilted towards the driver, but it's really the same idea. It's this cantilevered center console, and it gives you some space here underneath the seat, so underneath the console, so you have room to put things. I will caution you though, if you put things there, be careful if they can possibly roll around. You don't want them rolling under your feet, so be careful about putting things on the floor in a place where it might not be so safe. Another thing that you'll notice is this huge bin down here, so another place where you can toss things like a phone easily goes into this bin, and keeps things from rolling around on the floor. So that's a nice detail. There's more storage here, so you could put sunglasses or something like this here. Something that you might normally see on the ceiling panel is actually tucked in here underneath the dash. And then check this out. This is the glove box. You ready? It doesn't fold down and crowd your feet. It actually pulls out like a drawer. You could even put organizers in here. You could put, and you can keep things, they don't move around when you open the drawer. So I really like that because everything stays flat and organized when you open the drawer. And as long as you're not driving like a maniac, they might stay that way. But the big news here is this guy, this large single pane glass screen that houses the driver information screen and the multimedia system, which is touch, or it is, you can also use the dial selector to navigate around the system. It is, I want you to notice though, it is brand new. This whole system has been completely redesigned, and it has this very elegant look and feel to it, similar to the look and feel of the interior of the car. So these graphics are designed to give you, you see it's almost sort of sepia toned images, and then really nice graphic images that give you an insight into what is here, like quiet mode here. There's like a bedroom, which is very funny. There's your map destination if you want to set that up. Projection phone. So this is where you would select Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. All of these, the whole look and feel of it is really elegant and really modern. I feel like it was designed on one of the sites like Canva, where I would design like a birthday party invitation, or where I might put together an elegant presentation that I'm sending out to a client. It feels very much like the rest of my life, and I really like that a lot. There are a couple of other little details I want to show you in here. One is this panoramic sunroof, which is right here. It's not enormous, but it does cover most of the roof, so all passengers get to sit underneath the panoramic sunroof. And then I want to show you this detail over here. And that is over here in the door panel on the passenger side. This is a fragrance diffuser. So I can get a fragrance pod and stick it in here, and then I can put it on here, and as we turn on the AC, their fragrance can emit from that, be diffused from that diffuser pod. It's a nice little detail, but think about putting on the massaging seats, which our car has, putting on a really nice sound system, sound track for your relaxing drive home, and then putting in a really relaxing fragrance in the diffuser, and you've just turned your car into a spa or a relaxation pod for a very tense rush hour drive home, or for a nice relaxing drive in the country. Whichever it is, you get to truly set the stage for your experience. One nice thing about the EVs from Genesis, as well as Hyundai and Kia, is the rear seats are really large. So you have a lot of legroom. This seat is set for my drive position. I'm 5'8". I've got plenty of legroom back here, a nice flat floor. And even though it's a coupe-shaped car, there's a little cutout, and the ceiling is a little recessed over the passengers where your head would be, so you have a little more headroom. Panoramic sunroof gives you a lot of nice light. And then there's this beautiful interior, this lovely, lovely, lovely interior. Not only front seat passengers, but rear seat passengers get to enjoy it too. So what do back seat passengers get? Well, of course, there's the standard fold down armrest with cup holders, but we expect that, right? What we don't expect are these really cool round cup holders here on the door panels, these beautiful Bang & Olufsen panels on the speakers. There is the standard for Genesis, the controls here, so rear seat passengers can move the front seat however they would like. There are vents here for rear seat passengers so they can control some of the air conditioning and make sure that they're being cooled or heated so they're comfortable. There are two USB-C ports here, so if you have the old-fashioned standard USBs, you're going to need a converter. And then there's a nice big bin here. There's a mesh net here to hold things in so they don't roll around under your feet. But this is a really nice space. You could put a tablet, you could put some snacks, bottles of water, all kinds of things in there, and even maybe like a little trash container. So plenty of space for all the things that you need. It is a relatively compact size SUV, but has a lot of great passenger space. And down here, there is a household outlet that you can lock using this lock for childproof, and then you just slide it back and forth to get into, to plug something in. We talked a lot about the charging options in this car. There's a wireless charge pad for your phone, 2 USB chargers up front, 2 in the rear. There's a household outlet, and then there is this. And this is the vehicle to load converter, which allows you to turn the GV60 into its own little charge station for other things, like think your garden party, your DJ booth, maybe your living room when the power goes out at your house. So here's how it works. All you do is open the charge door, and then you're going to open this thing. Let's see, there we go. And you are just going to plug it in right like that. From there, you just pull this down, And you can use this outlet, which is a 3-pronged outlet, to put in a power cord, an extension cord, whatever you need. And now you can power your microwave. The flashing light on the side of the charge port shows you that the vehicle to load converter is in use. When I take it out, it'll show you the amount of charge that's remaining on the GV60's battery. Even in sunny, hot California, to have that extra amount of light is such a good thing. So the Genesis GV60, what's it like to drive? It's built on the same platform as the Kia EV6 and the Hyundai Ioniq 5, which means it has the same batteries underneath. It has the same power system or motor and power plant, and it has the same charging time, so it'll charge up to 80% at a DC fast charger in 18 minutes, which is incredible. It's the fastest charge capability in the business other than Porsche Taycan. Driving the Genesis GV60 is pretty fun. It's super intuitive, and if you've ever driven an electric car before, you'll know the first thing you want to do is tap on the iPedal. All I have to do is pull this left paddle 2 times and it goes into iPedal drive mode here. So once I'm in iPedal, it gives me the opportunity to significantly slow the car just by lifting my foot off of the accelerator. The nice thing is that it gives me the opportunity to maximize or minimize my acceleration around various curves. So as I hit a curve in the road, if I want to slow down, I don't have to hit the brake. All I have to do is lift my foot off the accelerator and I get the slowing that I need, but only as much as I need, so I can really maximize my speed around every curve and over every hill. And I like that because that gets me where I'm going as quickly as possible. Check this out. When I put my turn signal on, I actually get a view of what is in the lane that I'm signaling to move into. So if I'm signaling to move left, I'll see if there's a car on the left. If I'm signaling to move right, I'll see there's a car on the right. One of the holy wow features in the Genesis GV60 is this little yellow button or lime green button right here, and it's called boost mode. And you tap this and then you get a little countdown, a little counter in your driver information screen, and that tells you you have 10 seconds to use that extra horsepower. So I want you to see what happens, what it sounds like when we tap boost mode. So I'm going to slow down a little bit just so I'm not doing something super dangerous. Woo! So I just took 3 seconds and went up about 20 miles an hour like that. Boom. That was, and it threw me back in the seat. I don't know if you could see that, but that was pretty fun. I could do that again. Let's do that again. I could actually hear the tires. I could hear the tires gripping the road, tiny bit of squeal as they actually gripped the road a little bit more than normal. Super fun. I'm a fan of boost mode.